first-time home buyers, move-up buyers, I like to see them get in new homes because everything is under warranty. Now, in a resale home, I can get a warranty for you guys, but if I got a new home at 150,000, used home at 150,000, I'm saying, hey, we in the same neighborhood, buy this one. You know, but the choice is always the consumer. You know, so there's no home restriction. No. And then remember, in the beginning when I talked about area, you're gonna be doing the homework on your area and price and things of that nature. And if you go get a plan, you know, devised for you, then we'll be putting, you know, we'll be giving you the information of where you need to go and look for homes and, you know, that type of thing, and, you know, just helping you with that search while we find you the money for the zero down.
Okay, because most real estate agents, what they'll do is they'll have somebody run your credit, and then at that point they say, okay, you know what, you know, we can't help you at this point, so on and so forth. So at that point they drop the bag. They don't want to deal with you.
See you later.
Yeah. Your program is, hey, listen, we understand there's different credit situations, but at the same time, there's products and there's resources that we can somehow get it together if you're ready. So that's why you went to the ABCs and D, because of the fact that you got to get serious about it.
You got to get serious about it. It's a commitment, but it can happen. And it's so many times, I don't know, I probably got 6 or 7 clients right now, same story. I mean, it's the same story. It's like, we went somewhere, they told us we couldn't get done, really. And they out shopping for houses now.
So we just got to get over the fear of taking that first step.
You got to get over the fear of taking that first step, and then you got to dream again. You know, the world has got so consumed with not dreaming because we focused on the everyday circumstances and situations. We're not dreaming no more. You know, what happened to the days of window shopping? Who goes window shopping? Who goes window shopping? We used to go window shopping all the time when we was kids. Man, think about your imagination when you was kid. Ooh, I can't wait. You wasn't even going to buy nothing.
Ooh, that's my car. That's my car.
Calling cars, calling the front seat, that's my house. I mean, our imagination went wild, but as we got older and that pressure of life kicked in, it's like, man, we can't imagine no more. No, I couldn't even imagine having a house. You know, we got to go back to childhood in that fashion. We have to let our imagination run wild. And it's funny, I watch my grandkids and stuff. You know, I got a grandboy that's 5, and then I got the 2 twins that just came. But I watch my grandboy and his friends, and it's cracking me up. It's like, man, I used to do that. Man, life done just took me way, you know, even me, and I'm in the Word all the time. But it's like, I'm watching what life done to me. So I can imagine people that's going to buy a house and the fear that kicks in when Joe Blow done told them, you can't get no house.
But like I rent right now. I have a 1 bedroom. I pay $769 a month. And here's one of
that's equivalent to a $110,000 house. About $120,000 house.
With insurance and taxes in the payment,
Insurance,
or outside
payment.
Okay,
Everything.
right. So I always battle with the thought that, you know, my fear was my credit. I'm restoring my credit now, and I'm up to I went from a 460. I'm well above that now, working on my credit. But with my kid, he knows my situation with my kids and upgrading. But my kids are always like, Dad, why don't you just get a house? And I always try to weigh out the cost between owning a house and renting an apartment. Is there a huge difference? I mean, as far as is there any?
I'll give you let me interject real quick. I'll give you the biggest difference that I can think of. Your tax write-off go from here to here.
that's the biggest one right there.
When you own, your tax write-off go from 0 to here.
So you got a lot more write-offs owning a home as opposed to renting.
Absolutely. Any interest, property taxes, maintenance, they're doing maintenance.
Yep. Not just that, but there's money that you could be putting into the home repairs. And my broker told me that there's some dollar for dollar breaks that you can get when you're repairing a home.
There you go. Home equity lines, they have them. Make sure if you get a home equity line that it's always a tax deductible home equity line.
And nowadays they have certain programs where they have solar panels that are more affordable, and you can definitely plan for that and talk to somebody about that. But once you use some type of solar panel, some way to save the energy, the tax write-offs are through the roof. I mean, some people are getting $8,000, $9,000 tax breaks.
Absolutely. So yeah, home ownership.
Far outweighs.
Not just that, I think it's the peace of mind. You know, we grow up with children, we talk about children a lot, and I would rather my children grow up in a house where they can make friends with the neighbors, so on and so forth. So many people live in the apartment complexes.
Absolutely.
You don't even know your neighbors.
I've been in mine for almost 3 years, and I don't know none of my neighbors.
Yeah, and then by the time you begin to say hello, someone else, you know, moved in there.
What about the car thing you were saying? How much hundreds you spend on your car limits how much house you can get. So what if you have
$1,561 in car payments?
What? How much?
$1,561.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We got 3 cars financed. Mine, hers, and...
You want me to answer it?
No. You already gave the point.
We living in our car.
Yeah.
But so would you have to, like, would I be limited? Like, I just gotta wait until the cars are done and then look into it? Like, what do I do? I just gotta wait.
I think he was saying it depends on the interest rate, because if you can chop the interest rate down some, if you can pay down some.
I'm gonna give you the that's the watered down version. I'm gonna give you the hard version. Sell them.
Okay.
I've had people sell their cars. I've had people go take their car back to the lot.
But then you still owe it.
You want to drive your house? Or you want to move in your house and go back and get another car?
But if it's still on your report?
We're not going to jeopardize the credit. We need the credit.
Exactly.
So you're saying, like CarMax, have them buy it back, and now instead of owing, like, you know, our the most expensive car is $40,000. So instead of owing 40, or whatever the balance is, now you owe maybe $9,000, and you can just make the payments. Yeah, no car, but at the same time now you just shrunk your, or you blew up what you could afford.
Because you're gonna get another car after. See, it's easy to go get a car.
That exactly, it is.
You know, so and I want everybody to understand this too, because I want y'all to spread the word that don't go. A lot of times people come, they drive up in a brand new car. Picture me rolling, and they ready for a house. What you doing? Go take that back. You know, they can't just go take back, but that's how they drive up to the office or to my home office in a brand new car. Like, I'm ready to buy a house. How much is the car note? Oh, that's $800. Oh, okay. So that's $80,000 off of your.
I'm guessing hypothetically though, if you want to keep your car, then you just have to come with a larger down payment or something of that nature.
Yes, ma'am. And see, that's what I say. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody that's driving an $800 car or $700 car, I don't want to paint that picture that they can't afford the house that they want, because it depends on your income. But most people that come to us, they drive in their car literally, meaning they might be making $4,000, $5,000 a month, and their car note is $1,000. We ain't even start talking about the eat out bill, fast food. I had a girl, I told her I'm taking her with me on the road. I had a girl, it's her, and she got a son that's 2 years old. She spent $1,200 a month in fast food.
How much?
$1,200 a month in fast food.
And he's 2?
This is the thing. She didn't even know. That's why I'm taking her on the road with me. Because this budget shocked her to the point that she got herself in line to buy a house. She could not believe the money she was spewing out. All over the place. I mean, all over the place. And it's only her and a 2-year-old boy.
Wow.
She couldn't believe it. And I said, well, here it is right here. And this is the key. That swipe, unconsciously, you don't even know where you at. Boy, that thing coming to overdraft.
Hey, Mike, Dave Ramsey had a package that I think he put together that churches were doing, these financial
Yes,
type of,
I seen one. He's having one next week.
Okay, but I think he got a program where the church themselves, like instead of Bible study, for a whole month, you know, they got this little thing, people go home with homework, so on and so forth. But one of the biggest things was, hey, all right, so $200 is like your lunch money for the week, which is probably a lot, but let's just say $200. But if you had that money cash in an envelope, and you're spending it out of your envelope, you see the stack starting to shrink. So you, in your mind, say, wait, I gotta slow up. You know what I mean? But that swiping thing gets you in trouble all the time.
That swipe gets you all the time. That swipe gets you. So yeah, you gotta be careful of that swipe. You know, because it's dangerous. It's too easy. Yeah, it's too easy. It's dangerous. Like I'm not even gonna play with you. It's amazing to me. And remember, I do this, and I convict myself because I teach, educate, and inspire people to do things. And then when I look at my debit statement, I'm saying, how did I do that? Unconsciously. Anything in this plan that I talk to you all about, I convict myself when I'm out of line. It's just in me now that can't happen. Oh no, you shouldn't do that.
I know one of my questions is, I know it's different between, you know, different people, but have you seen from experience, is it better to have more hard cash than having like some credit that you have, like student loans or something, if there's low interest rate, or even cars, it's a lower interest rate, it's not bad credit. Because, I mean, you're paying a low interest rate on it. So you still accruing good credit if you're making your payments on time.
You mean like on a credit card?
Well, yeah, you try to minimize your credit cards, like maybe one with a low interest rate. And you have your student loans. You don't want to just, is it better to have more cash hands on, or just pay off a $5,000 student loan, or make those $100 payments monthly?
So is it better to be debt free or have money in the bank?
Yeah, debt free.
Okay, now that question is going to be, the answer to that question is going to be both ways, because it's going to depend on the individual. What other priorities do they have? You know, if it's a single person and they don't have other mouths to feed, and that's doable to just debt free, then okay. But if you got other obligations, and make sure that food is on the table for the family, and you got some other bills or debts that you got to pay, that'd be hard to do. But what you do is you put together, in those situations, you put together another plan. Instead of just smashing it in one lump sum, you put together a plan to get rid of it in installments, not just paying the principal balance, but paying, I mean, not just paying the installment payment, but the principal balance. You do it in increments as opposed to one lump sum. But to add on to that answer is this. You brought up a good point about credit. Credit cards. Never spend over 30% of your credit limit. If you got a $1,000 credit card, don't spend over $300. Because as you, okay, let me clarify. Industry gonna tell you 50%. I'm telling you 30. Remember, I work off your net. I don't work off of your gross. Okay? So when talk to people about credit cards, it is 30%, and that's a $300 balance, and then you're going to have a payment attached to that $300 balance. But your credit score won't be impacted. Once you get close to that 50%, that credit score can start coming down.
I'm concurring with that, because
they consider you overextended at that time.
I just went over 50% on my credit card, and my credit score dropped 100 points.
Yeah, they drop 100 points.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
We used to,
points when I went over 50% on my credit card.
We used to say 35 takes a small little hit, but at 50, yes, it can drastically drop until you pay it back down. You pay it back down, it goes back up.
Yeah. They said your credit has been updated. I clicked on it because I had a 725 credit score.
625. And it works in reverse too, and that's some of the things that we do also is like when people have, like now you over 50%, but we say, okay, get this down to 30, and you don't see a spike of 100 points.
Yeah.
And then you see that spike of 100 points,
Right.
you good. You know, and we generally do that in situations where, well, we do it in all situations if that person can do it, but in situations where money might be a little tight and we at a 502, what can we pay down to where we can get over that 560?
So I guess I have another question to piggyback off of his question. So is the program unlike FHA loans and conventional where you have to have like a certain amount in the bank? So like the debt to ratio deal, does it matter what you have in the bank then if you go ahead and pay off your debt because of the program, or is it similar to the conventional where you have to show for it that you have this amount of money and where it comes from in the bank?
That's an excellent question. We're talking about two different programs.
That's
Okay, we're talking about two. Your mortgage program, and I'm gonna use the term matrix. Every mortgage program, no matter what they call it, conventional, FHA, portfolio, asset-based, all of those mortgages have a matrix. You can't have this late, you can't have this many collections, you need this much in the bank, that's a mortgage program. The program that I'm talking about is the program that we put together, us, to get you to a place where you can achieve whatever goal it is that you set out to achieve. Because you may want to do an FHA loan, or you may want to do a conventional loan, but we getting you to a place where you can use that FHA loan, but we gonna zero it out.
Okay, so it works kind of.
It works hand in hand.
So the budget that's where the budget is very important, because now you can start to save, because I can't just give you 10,000, you pop it in the bank a month before closing, and the bank accepts that. It has to be kind of seasoned.
It has to be what they call seasoned. Now, seasoning is pretty much this: money that's been in the bank for 60 days, or you source where it came from. Okay? So now if we can't source it, then it's not considered seasoned. But your payroll check, your weekly check, is always seasoned. You can take that and put it in the bank tomorrow, and boom, they can use it as your funds to close or whatever, or give you credit, so to speak, as, okay, now you meet this matrix requirement. That's why I call it the matrix. Okay?
We can get all kind of access to different kind of like grants, first time home buyer grants.
Yeah, we will use one, and that's another part of the program. We will use the program inside of your plan to achieve your goal. So we're gonna put the plan together, and we'll use the program, because it's only 3 people that's gonna pay for your closing costs and or down payment. It's gonna be you, the seller, or a program. And that's what we're gonna use.
And you can get in more than one program?
Oh, I'll stack them all the way till they tell me I can't stack them no more.
So you can get in as many programs as you can, and if that's how you get to pay nothing.
As long as the matrix loan allows it.
Allows it.
That's why that question was really good. And I apologize for pointing. That's why that question was really good, because as long as we have you in a loan that allows us to stack the program in your plan, then we stack as high as we can. We do have people that have gotten money back at closing. You know, $800-900. They may have put up $1,000, and then at closing they get back $800 or $900. What that mean? They only put out $200 on the pocket. On $200,000, I mean.
We got I think we got like almost $4,000, not back, but basically we made the seller pay for part of the closing costs on our first property.
So with that being said, and I told you guys I'm partial to new construction, I can almost get any builder to pay your closing costs. When there's a personal, private owner, it takes more negotiating, because they got a situation too.
Yeah.
They're trying to get to the next location, and they may need all of that money to go to the next location. And when you start talking about well, I need you to pay my closing costs. Well, they like, well, that's $6,000 out of my money. You know, but if we put the program in place and have the matrix in place in the plan, then we can get that covered.
Now, on the new builds, do we get to design the build?
Yeah.
And custom to whatever we like if I like the open floor plan
You go to any builder you want to go to.
and you design the house yourself?
Because you're picking the area. When I say you designing the house yourself, you're designing it within whatever that builder is.
Oh, right. But,
So you pick the model, floor plan, and layout that you want.
right.
Once you figure out how much you can buy and stuff like that, I'm
Right,
imagining.
once everything's figured, but I can come in and say, hey, I want 4-bedroom, I want a bedroom, master bedroom downstairs, I want the kids.
Well, if that builder allows you.
Well, right, according to what the builder.
Yeah. When I say ground up new construction, I'm saying if you go to Pulte Homes, if you go to Syntex Homes, you go whatever they're offering, you can get that house constructed ground up.
Okay.
Okay, but they may have 5 plans that you could choose from,
Right.
and maybe you can alter
Right.
it, you can't.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got you.
Okay.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
How
So.
do we get started?
Bringing back the days of creative, not financing, but creative mortgageness.
Mm-hmm.
Pick your own.
Got another?
No, that's it.
No.
How we wait.
Huh?
Any other questions? Okay. Let me give you guys my card.
That's up to me.
Okay.
You need this back?
No, that's for you, because that's kind of like a homework assignment. I got one other thing for you. Our homework assignment is we're going to get to the point that we believe, okay? Because I've already showed you that we can do it. The second thing is we're going to love one another. The third thing is we're going to love each other so much that we're going to spread the word, and you guys set up a in-home for me to display to other people. Yeah. Because this is something that, what, did I give you one?
You did.
Okay. This is something that we need to spread the word about. It's not just, information that we want to keep for ourselves. And it doesn't cost anybody nothing. I can go longer, I can go shorter. I don't want to waste anybody's time, but I definitely want them to get the information because Jose made it an example of the young lady, by saying, she went by herself. And a lot of times women go places by themselves, they get took by sales tricks, deceit, and that won't happen again. Yes, it's not just, you're right,
Yeah.
you're right. So, I thank everybody for coming out. I thank you again for hosting and having us here. And you got some things.
Yeah, got some refreshments for you guys.
If you
Yep.
guys want some refreshments, feel free to grab them. And you have my information. You contact myself or Jose, and you can answer any more questions. If you want to get started, we can devise a plan for you and get you moving toward your new home. All right? Thank you. All right. Thank you. Okay, appreciate it. All right.